lot of times when somebody gets stabbed up in prison, it's because they didn't have their knife on them. They're too scared to mob the pound and walk around with it because they don't want to get caught with one. Me personally, I'd rather get caught with it than without it. For this video here, I'm going to let you know a time when I'm glad I had my banger on me. Because if I didn't, who knows how it would have played out.
Haha, Dom the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Today I'm going to be talking about a situation that took place while I was locked up down here in the state of Florida. And we're going to be talking about a situation that actually had a knife involved. Okay? Now, when it comes to getting in shit inside of prison, 9 times out of 10, the person that you get into it with either will have a knife, and if they ain't got one on them personally, they have access to one, or they know somebody with one. Okay, so you can never be too careful. Me, this situation that I got myself into, I at least expected it because the energy around me at the time wasn't negative energy. Okay, now what I mean by that is I got into it, but everyone that was around me when this shit took place was all people I was cool with. So I never even expected it. Never had one slight idea that anything would go down. And luckily for me, I had my knife on me. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all from the get-go how it all led up to what it led up to. Alright? At this time, I was doing time up in the Panhandle, Calhoun, CI. And I had a homeboy of mine in my dorm. He comes in and he's like, hey, bro. He's like, oh, such and such an E-dorm, starts telling me something about someone else, you feel me? So I'm like, what about him? He was like, man, man, I think he's playing with my money, So I'm like, what you mean? He was like, yeah, this and that, this and I'm like, nah, bro, hell nah, because the person he was telling me is playing with his money is someone that we're also cool with. You feel me? See, we were all 3 in the same dorm at one time. But when you go to confinement, you know, they take you out of the dorm, put you in the box. When you get out of the box, you might not get put back in the same dorm. You feel me? You'll get put in a different dorm, you know? So he got put in a different dorm. So from going to confinement, so that separated him from us. You feel me? So, you know, the longer you're with someone inside your dorm, you know, y'all start getting cool, be homeboys and shit. Y'all start trusting each other. So what it was is my dog in my dorm went over there to see him and actually got on the phone on the jack and wanted to call his people, you know, to get a PayPal to get some money, you know, so he could get some shit on the pound so he could start hustling. Now, when it comes to doing shit like this is where you got to be very, very careful, all right? Because his PayPal digits all of a sudden, you know, first they didn't show up like they were supposed to show up. Then, you know, the actual digits himself, when he got them checked, they were already like snatched. Okay, now what I mean by that for people who don't know is, in order for you to get like cash, if you can't get cash physically, people do, you know, PayPal, MoneyGram, stuff like that. Nowadays, I'm pretty sure they do Cash App. They didn't do Cash App when I was in prison, really. You feel me? But when you do PayPal, your peoples are going to give you 10 digits. Them 10 digits you're going to give to whoever has a PayPal account, whether it's the dope man or the person with cell phones or whoever has what it is you're trying to get, and they're going to give you what you want for your PayPal digits. But they're going to call whoever they have on the streets that has the PayPal account that can actually, you know, collect the 10 digits you give them, which means they took that money from that, you know, PayPal and put it in their account. That's how it goes. So you got to be careful because you might hit somebody up on a cell phone that isn't yours. You slide over there, you know, and then next thing you know, your peoples might not text the numbers while you're there, or they might not even You know, they might send that shit and then somebody else be on the phone, you know, the person renting the phone out, and then all of a sudden when they're on the phone with their people, the other people blink, they get a message and it shows 10 digits. All someone's got to do is write it down and intercept your digits. You feel me? So since it took a couple days for him to get the PayPal's 10 digits when his homeboy was saying, nah, they ain't sent it yet. He kind of felt like he's got to be playing with my money because my peoples told me they were going to send it right now. This is what it was. So next thing you know, he feels type of shady about it. You know, he's like, man, he's got to be playing with my money. He's got to be playing with my money. But you never know. Your peoples could have, you know, had something come up. They could have not made it to the store in time, you know, or whatever it may be. You feel me? So when he came up and he told me, bro, he's playing with his money, I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, wait till tomorrow. You feel me? Tomorrow we'll go over there or whatever. You feel me? And see what it is. So next thing you know, we go over there the next day. I go over there. I see my dog. I'm like, what's up with you? We over there all just vibing, clowning, and chilling and shit. Next thing you see, he gets on the phone. He hits his people up. And what his people say? Oh, nah, I didn't send. I got off work late, so I wasn't able to send the money. Like I wasn't able to do it. Da-da-da-da, and this and that. See? So he was kind of like jumping the gun. So now what happened was, he told him, all right, well, when you do it, just send the messages to, you know, the digits to this, text it to this phone, and my dog will give it to me, you feel me? When we were leaving the dorm now, check this out. When we were leaving the dorm, my dog that was coming with me even told my other dog, the one whose phone he was jumping on, he even told them, hey, if they send the digits or whatever, you feel me, just hold on to them, or only send them to me with someone you trust. So the next day, you know, we're out at rec and shit. There wasn't no way for him to, you know, violate and go over there and stuff, right? Our dorm was hot at the time, which means, like, they had us under surveillance and were doing massive shakedowns. So everybody who had phones and everybody who had, like, things in the dorm had it put up and hidden in spots to where, like, you only put it there if you're going to leave it there for a while. You feel me? It's not like an easy accessible spot where you could just, you know, go grab it when you want to. You actually got to leave them there. So not anybody in our dorm had our phones out at the time, right? So the next day when we at rec, we don't go over there. So someone comes over and ends up, you know, giving us it was just a little piece of paper with 10 digits on it, which is the 10 digits of the PayPal. He gives it to him, boom, my dog hits his people up and shit. You know, he brings it to the, you know, the man and tries to do what he's got to do. Next thing you know, boom, them digits ain't right. They're like, oh, maybe you got it wrong. Maybe you got it wrong. So he's thinking like, damn, dog, now I got to violate and go back over here again just to see what the number was that they text because they got one digit off. They wrote down one digit off. My dog goes over there. Digits match up. So the only other thing it can mean, since that shit isn't going through, it means that them 10 digits was already taken, which means somebody already, you know, accepted the money with that code. So it left it into a bad situation. It left it to where either my dog whose phone it was over there is the one that got it. You know what I'm saying? The person he had send the 10 digits intercepted it real quick, or somebody else was on the phone and seen it, or somebody heard someone writing it down or looked over your shoulder and seen it. Like, people can intercept your numbers like that, and that's what people hope to do. But it really reflected on the person who brought the damn note and the person whose phone it went to. So now my dog, the only way to go about it is, my dog's like, I gotta go over here and bruh gotta see me, because at the end of the day we can't just let the shit slide. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna slide with you feel me? He's like, all right, yeah. And I said, you're sure that shit ain't working? That's exactly what I tell him. I said, you sure? He's like, yeah, man, this and that, you feel me? It ain't going through, bro. It ain't going through. I'm like, how you know, bruh, who you're going to give the PayPal to, how you know he ain't accepting it and just telling you, oh, that shit don't work, and really they just robbed you for the money? You know, like, I tried to make it feel like there's no way it was my dog. You feel me? You feel? And he felt like it wasn't him, but at the same time, when there's principles, you know, sometimes people who are cool with each other gotta fight and all this shit. So the way it planned out is we decided we're gonna go over there. I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is, though, because just in case, is I'm gonna bring my knife. And he's like, nah, you don't need that shit. You know, I said, nah, I know I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna bring it anyways. You feel me? Right? I bring the knife with me. We go over there. We're all in the cell, you know, they're talking and chopping it up. Me, I'm just like the mutual homeboy. Like, I'm cool with both of them, you feel me? So it isn't like my dog over there felt like we were coming to jump him or anything like that. He knew I was just there, you know, because I fought with both of them 1,000. So we go in the cell. I'm sitting on the sink, like with my feet up on the toilet, and them boys are sitting there talking, and they both agreed the only way to come to the bottom of this is the one who brought the note over there, they both got to make him check in. They both. You know what I'm saying? Like, the one whose shit got stolen's got to do it because his numbers are missing. The one who had the phone, who got the digits and gave it to the dude, he's got to be part of it too to show he didn't do it. So they both agreed, okay, we're going to make bruh check in. But before this, what we will have to do is me and you are going to have to, you know, get it off our chest. I got, you know, because you might think I robbed you. You know, I feel like you think I robbed you. So them boys agree, they getting a fade. You feel me? Right here in this cell. Now, when all this shit's about to go down, like I said, I'm just sitting there on the sink. I'm just sitting there, whatever, letting them boys do whatever. So their locker that was in this cell wasn't bolted to the ground. So you're able to slide them like out of the way. You feel me? Like, you can move them out of the way. So you got a bigger area so y'all can like line up and fade. So these boys move the lockers, they start fighting. Now, as they start fighting, you know, I'm just sitting there chilling, minding my business, watching it, like straight up front row seats, like in the cell with them. It's only them two and me in this cell right now, and the door's cracked. All of a sudden, this is where my knife comes in handy now. This is where, thank God, I had a knife on me. All of a sudden, while these two dudes are bumping and shit, you know, yeah, I'm looking, you know, to make sure the officers ain't walking in the dorm. You know, I see them in the officer booth outside on the other side of the Sally port. I'm looking to make sure, you know, they ain't coming in or nothing like that. All of a sudden, two people that live in that dorm that were actually cool with my dog, whose room that was, decide to run in. Now, when they decide to run in, you feel me? I'm sitting there like that on the thing. They come in. They run in like they want to be a part of it. Like, they act like they finna get involved. One of them pulls a knife out. You feel me? When he pulls a knife out, it was just my instinct, like, because he was right here near me, to like basically like attack him. You know what I'm saying? But when I jumped off, my mind was like on his hand to grab him by his wrist. So when they came in and I seen him pull that knife out, I basically like tried to use both hands. I tried to like grab his fist, like his hand, and then his neck with my other hand and push him into the wall, like right where the door is. So when I tried to do that, I didn't fully grab him by his neck, but I like mushed his head. You know what I'm saying? And I got his hand on the thing like that. And when I yank, I cut my pinky with his own knife. I cut my pinky trying to grab his knife with his hand. The other dude, I pulled my knife out and was like, "What's up, fuck nigga?" And I had the knife in my hand. And the other dude that was right there, I don't know if he had a banger or not. I don't know if I jumped the gun, but when I grabbed that arm and me and this dude were tussling and I pulled out and said, "What's up?" Instead of me hitting the dude in front of me that had the knife, I pulled out and hit the dude next to him and started hitting the dude like that. Only hit him like 2 times. It was nothing major, but it was enough to make him bleed. You feel me? When I did that, then when I cocked back, I was going to hit the dude right here, the one that had the knife in his hand. Them boys that was fighting all of a sudden stopped and both ran up and grabbed me, you know, and him, and separated us and everything like that. And then the dude who I ended up cutting, who they pulled, like the one that like when they separated me, the dude that I ended up hitting twice, when he backed up and everything, he bammed the cell door. So by him bamming the cell door, he got us all jammed up. He got my 2 dogs that were fading, the one who had the knife on him, and me. All 4 of us. There was blood inside the fucking cell. The dude who bammed the door got cut. You got 4 people in a room with 2 knives fighting. You could tell commotion went on. You know what I'm saying? And the dude that got cut went to infirmary. We all 4 get put in confinement under investigation. All under investigation because they don't know who cut who. You feel me? And what the crazy thing is, check this out. I'm the least one they expected. They least expected me to be the one who cut that individual because I was the only white person out of the whole situation. So they least expected me to be that. Now, when I first was getting yanked away from the commotion, you know me, I was just trying to make it to where, like, I didn't know what the fuck these dudes were doing. But what it was is both of these dudes were cool with my dog. They didn't know what was going on. So they kind of felt like maybe he was coming over here to try him, and they didn't know what was going on. So they were riding with their dog also. But it was just my instinct because, like, we was in the cell for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, before the fight even started, we came over there a couple times, you know, shit like that. So people kind of like, I felt like already knew what the vibe was, you know, like they knew we was all homeboys, you know. So when he came and he pulled that knife out, I don't know if he was planning on trying to stab my dog that was in the dorm with me, you know, like he didn't really say shit. When he pulled that bitch out, like he was gonna use it on someone, and he was gonna walk by me, like because I was white, I wasn't considered a threat. And him, to this day, and even when I was in confinement for investigation, what kept going through my mind was, why didn't I hit him up? He's the one I should have stabbed. You see what I'm saying? Believe it or not, he's the one I feel like when I grabbed it. But I already had grabbed him by the neck, like hit him by his head. So the other dude is like, both my hands were already like, you know, involved in something. I wasn't gonna let go of the banger, you know, his hand, and you know, and try to stab. So I just and I grabbed, and it just worked perfectly to where I hit the dude right there. You see what I'm saying? And when they yanked me off of him, when they separated us, I thought it was like all against me, because it was a hard yank. It wasn't just like, oh, it was like they yanked the shit out of me. So when I flew against the thing and I got up, I grabbed my knife and shit, and I thought it was all against me because the way it all went down. You feel me? I got yanked, and due to the locker being moved from where it was, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like them boys yanked me, and really they were just trying to break up the situation, and it literally turned into a knife thing. Now we're all in confinement. Them officers come in, right? Dude goes to the, what's it called? This is how it went. After he banged the door, I'm arguing, yelling at the dude that has the knife and all this shit, and he didn't even ride for his homeboy. The one he came in with that I hit, I'm yelling at him. Like the one that had the knife. I'm yelling at him. I'm like, man, listen, bro, it is what it is. It's whatever you want. And we inside of a cell now. Two of my homeboys that were just fading, the dude whose hand I grabbed that had a knife, and me. We're in a cell, and these two don't really get along at the moment. He's there, I'm here. We both have knives. The cell door is locked. We can't go nowhere. We're in this shit. I just hit his homeboy that he came in with. You feel me? And I'm white. Everyone else isn't white. You feel me? So luckily I had this knife. You feel me? Not this one, but the one I had at the time on me. Luckily, I had the knife, and I was holding that bitch so hard, like gripping it so tight, like I would have tried to put my arm through that boy if he would have came near me. So it came to like a talking situation. Like I was on the far end where them boys was just fading. He was near the door. I'm over there. Them boys are trying to keep us separate. I won't let them come near me. You feel me? Because I can't trust nobody. Because like I said, it was such a hard yank when I got yanked. You feel me? And when the dude bammed the door, that's what caught the guards' attentions in the officer station. Because it was like, what damn? You feel me? Normally, some camps, they'll lock the door back. You feel me? Like during the day, the guard will come around first thing in the morning, push your door, and lock it back. But some camps, they don't. Some camps, you could literally crack your door. You could slide your door, do whatever you want to do with it. You feel me? Except for at count time, it's fully locked. So by him bamming it, wow, that made the guard look, and then he sees the dude cut. Fucking, they come in, boy, like the goon squad, and there's 4 of us. None of us belong in that cell but my one homeboy. You feel me? And check this out. This is where it all gets real bad, and it's a real fucked up situation. Because when they come in there, they want to see what happened to him. They don't know what happened, But they try to follow a little bit of blood trails, and there's blood on the door, and there's blood inside the cell right by the door where I hit them. You feel me? Like I said, I was sitting on the sink with my feet on the toilet looking out the door. So it was like right here near the door anyways. So when the guards come in, they're trying to see if they could find any type of clue of what may happen, where it was. What better way than when you come in, there's 4 people trapped in a 2-man cell. 2 of them, including me and my homeboy, do not live in that dorm at all. The other dude that had the knife that came in lives in there, but not in that cell. So you got 3 of us that don't even live in that cell, 2 that ain't even in that dorm at all, locked in there with the person who lives in there. So they off rip later on while we was under investigation, man. They tested and turned so much different stuff, and what it was is the 2 people that came in, the one with the knife and then the one that I had to, hit, they came in and they thought that my other homeboy was robbing my dog for his phone. They thought them boys was fighting over a cell phone. Like he was trying to protect his phone, but my other dog was, and then I was the lookout. And then they even said they thought that I was making sure nobody was coming. But really I was making sure the guard wasn't, looking from the sally port, from inside the officer booth. That's what my job was. There's only 3 of us in here. What else I'm going to do? Sit here and look like it, and then I'm going to pay attention to both. You feel me? So while we're under investigation, it's worse for my dog whose room it is. You feel me? Because they didn't find the knives on nobody. They came in there and found 4 of us, you know what I'm saying? 2 knives and my dog's cell phone. You see? So now it's like, damn, bro, we got ourselves in some shit because here we came over here, and it led to, but my homeboy whose phone it was, he knew that it wasn't intentionally meant for that. Because like I said, there was my dogs, both of them. You feel me? So now you got me, I'm in confinement under investigation. I'm the one they least had anything involved. They think I just was the lookout because the one who got wet, the one that I hit 2 times, told them that I was the lookout, that bruh, which was my homeboy, was trying to rob my other dog for the phone. You see, so the one that got wet done told. He done told a whole totally different situation of what really was, just to make it look like he wasn't wrong for being stabbed, I guess. That's how it was. So he went and told a different scenario of what even happened. That's how we know. Once we got word of what it was, what the investigation was. So it looked like we went over there to commit a robbery. And it was a robbery gone bad. And then 2 other people came in and 1 got wet up. That's how it looked. You feel me? But you think about it. If that's how it truly was, then why would the person whose room it was, be on my side and the person he's fighting side just as much as the person who had the knife that came in when I grabbed him by his hand? You see? He knew it wasn't no shit like that. You feel me? Like we was in there vibing for a while, hanging out. And I literally just brought the knife just in case. You feel me? Because people don't like to slide across the compound with knives on them. And me, I used to do that shit faithfully. Because you never know. You never know. Somebody on the outside could be looking in and you don't even know. You're not even paying attention to that. You feel me? So here I'm in confinement. I'm only under investigation. Under investigation, they said I was a part of a robbery, cell phone, knives, all this different stuff. You feel me? And I got lucky because when the guards came to the cell, I was standing sideways like this near the back wall, like farthest away from the door, and I still had my banger on me. Next thing you know, when them guards are popping the door, they come squatted to the door like this, like 7, 8 of them. When they're getting ready to pop the door, the other dude who had the banger, who was near the door, you know what I'm saying, who was closest to them, they seen him with his knife in his hand. They didn't see me with my knife because my shoulder was against the wall. I was sideways like this. So when they're saying, put the knife down, inmate, when they're yelling at him through the thing, he put the knife down and kicked it under the door towards them out there. Like, when he did that, I dropped my knife and kicked it, sure, and it slid under the bunk, like under the back wall. And now for anybody who's been to prison, you already know when it comes to these bottom bunks, depending on what institution you're at, a lot of them have like a cubby hole. Like it'll be a metal cutout. There'll be 2 of them, which is like, it's like the bottom of the bunk could be like, let's say 1.5 feet from the ground. But then the cubby goes there, and then there's literally like that much from the ground to the cubby. Like you can't even get, and they're so long, like the back of the cubby, to where there's a little space between the first one and the second one to where you can't even reach behind it. You literally need a broom or something to get it. You feel me? So they couldn't grab the knife. They looked under there, they seen the knife and everything like that, but they didn't charge me with the knife. They didn't charge anybody with a knife at all, not even whose room it was. He got charged with a cell phone though, because his phone was on his bed, like wrapped up, like under his sheet, like under his, like you lift the pillow, his phone was there with the battery pack and everything. So, and that was his cell, you see what I'm saying? And good thing was my dog at the time didn't even have a bunkie. If he would have had a bunkie, there would have been 5 of us that went to confinement. But it wasn't, you feel me? So you had me back there under investigation. You had my homeboy that was in my dorm with me that I went with under investigation. You got the other person who had the knife under investigation and possession of a knife because they seen him with that knife. Then you got my dog under investigation and possession of a cell phone because they found the cell phone on his bunk. And he was like assigned to that bunk. And he's the only person in that room. And then like they found it on the floor. They found that bitch like under his blanket. You know what I'm saying? Had us back there riding out. I was back there for 30-something days over this bullshit. 30-something days. Still got a scar on the side of my pinky from this shit. You feel me? And all I did was say, nah, man, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. That's all I kept saying. I don't know. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, I'm already getting in trouble. I'm already going to confinement. You understand? It is what it is. You know, it's like straight like that. And I'm the one that brought the knife. You feel me? Like, I'm the one that, my homeboy's like, nah, you don't need that. Like, look what happened. You feel me? If I didn't have that knife on me, you feel me? Then what? I would have attacked the dude who came in and pulled that knife out. I would have attacked him, and then what? The dude behind him probably would have pulled a banger out, started wetting me up. Think about it. And then we didn't know any of this shit was going to happen because it was all love between me and both my dogs and all. We were all homeboys. So it was like a misunderstanding to the dudes who came in. You feel me? Because even after the whole investigation shit settled and everything like that, my dog who was in my dorm with me that I went over there with, he got transferred. You feel me? They transferred him. You know what I'm saying? The dude who got hit twice, he got transferred as well. But who came back on the pound later on was me, my dog whose phone it was from the get-go, the one that was just fading my other dog just to show him like, you know, okay, I guess I don't want you to, you know, to think I'm the one that robbed it from you. You feel me? It was me, my dog, and the one who had the knife. Us 3 are the 3 that came back to the pound. And then guess what happened after that? Later on, when I'm back on the pound, my same dog, the one who just got out for possession of a cell phone, the one who said that, yeah, man, the digits or whatever, I'll make sure I get them to you, this and this and that. Like, I'd say a month and a half later, after I run into him again on the compound and we're chopping it up and vibing, we see the dude who they were both supposed to make check in. You remember him? The one who brought my dog the PayPal digits. And my dog whose phone it was that got knocked off got in trouble for wetting him up in front of medical. That dude was standing in the line in front of medical, and my homeboy, the one who fought my other dog, wet him up and got caught and got transferred, and the other dude got wet too. So it still got taken out on the one dude who could have possibly intercepted the damn PayPal digits when he was bringing them from point A to point B. He still got caught and got wet by the dude whose phone initially was. So that shows he ain't the one that stole it. The one, you know what I'm saying? He literally probably got the digits, gave it to bruh, told bruh, go ahead, bring it to him. And now the digits are already taken. So it shows, even though my dog got transferred, the one that I was in the dorm with, whose PayPal came up missing, even though his transfer happened My other dog still handled up and took it out on that dude who could have possibly taken those numbers. You see how that shit works? It's kind of crazy, man. That's why I say you never know what to expect in prison, and it'd be so unreal the way shit plays out. And I am thankful that I had a knife on me that day, because if I didn't, who knows what would have happened. You feel me? And I went over there with no bad intentions or bad thought or anything. I had no idea anything bad was going to take place. And here I had a knife on me and I did what I needed to do. Straight up. It is what it is. But alright, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching this video. Y'all make sure y'all drop in the comment section, man. Let me know if you enjoyed the story. You already know, man, I'm going to keep on dropping this real spill, man. Let you know the type of shit that I went through while I was incarcerated. If you've ever been locked up and you had to get yourself in a knife situation, drop it in the comments. I'm pretty sure people like to read about it. If you yourself ever had to defend or protect yourself with a knife, or you're grateful and thankful that you had a knife on you during a situation when you know you shouldn't have had a knife in the first place, let everybody know about it. Until next time, you already know, man, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, people that finance rims in 2022, people that be in interrogation rooms fucking selling the whole McDonald's, people who come on YouTube and lie and make up shit faithfully just to hope that they can get a little bit of limelight. Keep them out your circle, man. Fucking squares. Until next time, I am my team. This the one and only Frog.